can never have too many tools. Shop DeWalt deals at Lowe's. Get a free Select DeWalt 20-volt max power tool when you buy a Select 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery kit. Plus, get a free additional DeWalt 20-volt max 8-amp-hour battery when you buy a DeWalt 10-inch 20-volt max dual-bevel compounded miter saw. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
TNKR Media.
All right. Welcome back to the Salt Lick Podcast. First, I'd like to apologize. We've not been really recording much. We did Marie-Claude Lortie a month ago. That's out. That was a lot of fun. We tried to get more stuff going, but we've been busy with spring in the vineyard, spring at Derek's farm.
And building a wine bar.
We're building a wine bar now, we talked about this before. It was going to be a pizzeria, but now it's a wine bar. Radio-Nature coming soon. We're sitting in it as we speak. It looks 80% finished.
Looks good.
It's a pretty room. I think people will like it.
It's very cool.
Yeah, we'll do corporate events in here and as well run it as a wine bar and a smaller plate fare, blah, 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 that stuff. Our friend today is in. We have Jeffrey Finkelstein, the baker from Kelsten Bakery. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hi, how are you?
Really good. It's a pleasure to have you. Jeffrey is a baker, a dad, a friend of mine and Derek's.
Also a chef.
Also a chef.
A customer, a former supplier to both of you separately.
Yeah. Also that, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, he's I want to say this. Like, I've known you for many, many years, and I've kind of always known you as maybe not a sullen guy, but like a guy with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Like, you're a little bit like a busted line cook, like a lot of us, searching for your way. I remember when I was running my restaurants, you used to come in with was it your mother, your grandmother?
Probably my mother.
Your mother, and you used to sit down, but you were never so cheerful. But I'll tell you one thing, ever since you've found someone in your life that you love,
Catherine,
and the joy that children have brought to you is something to behold. You're really living your best life right now. No?
Yeah.
I love watching you with your kids.
I think so. I mean, you've seen me from the, not having a baker all summer, doing night shifts, coming in practically in tears. And I remember specifically you whispering to me saying, "Are you ready to give up yet? Are you ready to give up yet?" And I sort of took that as a little bit of a challenge, but it stuck with me for a while. And that's sort of how I kept on going. And I guess that's how, we add on things like children and, extra stresses, and we make more room for love. And now I got 2 kids and a wife.
But to watch you with them, you came for dinner here last week. You've been here for dinner here a couple of times.
Yeah.
Derek took care of you the last time. Before last time you were here, I took care of you. I think last time you were here.
Yeah.
But to watch you with with Eddie and your daughter is absolutely
2 boys,
hilarious.
actually.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we leave the hair long until they're 3.
2 boys.
I thought she was a girl.
No. That's
she's
Brody.
a pretty boy.
Yeah. Eddie was the same. We let his hair
really?
go.
Bad?
His hair was down to his ass.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, his hair was down to his ass curls like this. Everybody's like, "Beautiful daughter." At some point, I just stopped correcting them because we just take the compliment. And,
well, Andy's letting Flynn's hair grow out pretty long, and
I know. I like
He's got a pretty spicy salad up there right now. It looks good.
I don't know, man.
I like
it. Kind of looks like insane Mozart.
Yeah,
or
I like
young
it.
Einstein.
Yeah, but also when he's on the farm, it's like he looks like he's just a miniature,
I just
gigantic
wanted to get his
farmer.
his hair caught in the transmission of the tractor. Kind of that would be one of those farm accidents.
I've never known you as sullen.
I know.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't even know what sullen means. So
Yeah.
if it's a compliment, I'll
You're
take
just a
it.
busted, angry line cook.
Yeah.
You're one of those guys that used to come to the restaurant, and I think you hadn't found the bakery yet, and there was a long period where you lived in Montreal and you weren't really working.
Yeah, I was
right?
just bringing you samples of bread randomly, and you're like, "This is really good. Come talk to me when you could make like."
But you're
12
also
of
like
them."
a little bit of no disrespect. You're a little bit of a dork, like a dick. You used to be like
Dick or dork?
Yeah, at El Bulli we used to do. Yeah, well, in Spain we used to do it this way. And I was always like, dude, I work the line every day, and I have been for years. And I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah, come
Who
talk
is this
to me. Come talk to me in 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm already like, 5 million served. Who's this kid telling me that I should do my hanger steak differently?
Exactly.
Right?
I remember when you came into, it was at DNA. You showed up, and we made our own bread there. But you came in, I still remember what you said. And you said, I know you make your own bread here, but here's what I can do if you ever don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, and just
that's
dropped off some loaves.
That was sort of my line for a while. Is like, I'll help you,
Yeah.
I'll coach you, I'll do it for free. But the day you're sick of making bread or paying somebody to make it, I will do it for you.
Didn't you make us sign letters for the Royal Bank of Canada so you could secure financing?
No, but I think I asked you if you were willing to do that.
I did say yes.
Yeah,
so, right.
yeah. I think I was going to you and Normand Laprise at the time. I'm like, I need somebody. Oh yeah, that was it. They wanted me to prove that I could have customers, and I didn't have a website. Nobody knew who I was. I was literally, in my mom's kitchen.
You were making it home for a bit. Yeah,
I was
that's
making
right.
it in my mom's downtown apartment.
That's right.
And the banks were just like, nobody would lend me money. Like the BDC that said, there would be ads saying, we're giving $100 million to Quebec entrepreneurs. And then you would go to BDC and they would be like, no, we don't invest.
I've never met anyone who's gotten any money from any program I've ever heard about my whole life.
Especially in
Have
this
you met
industry.
one person?
No, especially in this industry.
Even to say, they're giving money to women to start businesses run by women. I know no women that have a business where they got money from the government. I think it's like this fictional thing for Instagram that doesn't exist.
I agree. Or the conditions are just like, you've already made money. You've already made money. You don't need it. And then now they'll trust you with it.
They'll give money to like really insane projects. Like, I want to start a fish farm in Laval in a warehouse. For some of those people seem to get money.
Right.
For
They'll
like
get
these
money.
insane
They can build
projects
whatever
that
they
never
want.
last.
Right. That's sort of the thing. Finally, one banker actually came to see me working with dripping pipes over my head in like a makeshift spot that I found. And he was just like, okay. He's like, you're doing this here in this like shithole. Okay, fine. I'll give you some money.
Yeah.
And it was barely enough. And we made it happen. We built a beautiful bakery. And then slowly but surely we got our name out there and kept on going.
So I've been hearing about this babka thing for as long as you've been open, so I was like kind of laughing off because I'm just not that guy. I'm not a babka guy. I don't even really know what it is.
It's
to
delicious.
be honest, you know what it is?
Of course.
I've had them around.
This is delicious.
But that's the thing, right? So that leads. That's the thing. You dropped one off last week, and I was like, "Oh, great, a babka!" I just threw it in my bag.
It's phenomenal.
I left it in my car overnight. I pulled it in the morning. I brought it inside the house. I cut a slice, and I went, oh, hang on a second. It's like there's like a 5 or 6 things like that in Montreal where you put in your mouth. You're like, whoa, this is like
a new experience,
a franchise product.
Right.
You could keep on Hof Kelsten, but you could possibly open a separate location and just make millions of those and flood the North American grocery system with them. Do you need a partner?
This is why I come. This is why I came here today. I need a loan. I need some ideas, and I need.
If anybody's listening out there, this is one of those products that should definitely be in every grocery store across Canada and would be a winner. That's a hell of a what is that? A breakfast item?
Kind of
I
at
think
all
it's
time.
it's like a desserty breakfast item
Before dinner.
Yeah,
Well played.
or after,
Or after
dessert.
dinner, yeah.
It's
It's
solid.
my grandmother made, before we knew what babka was, she made this. It was called a chocolate coffee cake. I don't think there was any coffee in it. I think it was just to eat with coffee.
Okay.
And that's sort of like what a babka is. And my dad notoriously would tell her every time that it was like half chocolate inside. He would say that there wasn't enough chocolate. and
It's
she
a
would
lot
be
of
all-
chocolate.
She would be all like depressed. So like that's the thing is we try to stuff as much chocolate and butter into it as possible and that's sort of what separates it from some of the other babkas that are traditionally made without dairy. So we can sort of break all the rules of the like Jewish food groups. So
Right.
we pack ours with butter, and it's like as time goes on, we see like that's what people are coming back to anyway. Like people don't want to eat these.
So how many of those you sell? Is that number one?
It's on number one.
Really? What's number one?
Well, no. The point is we want to sell them out every day.
Right.
So we under make them because they're super expensive to make. And
how much is a babka?
How much do we sell it for?
Yeah.
I think it's like $24.
But that's not expensive for that. That's a lot of chocolate and butter flavor.
That's it.
Don't quote me.
There's a truckload of chocolate and butter in there.
And we only use like Valrhona and Cocoa Barry, like high-end chocolate.
Yeah, you use good quality. I've been to your bakery.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
outstanding.
So,
have you seen his new bakery?
No.
You got to go check it out.
This
man.
guy, Dave has
It's
never
in the city.
been
It's
to
in the
my
city.
bakery.
But it's not really in the
now
city.
I could, at least I could now.
I've been to Kelsten or whatever.
Yeah. So
on Saint Laurent.
It's in the city, but it's not like in the city. You know, it's
You'll survive.
There's parking.
Where is it?
You'll survive.
Where is it?
Well, we have the original one down, on Saint Laurent, Mount Royal, and then we opened up a babka menu. No, we opened up pretty much a croissant factory. All of our pastry team came with us. We opened up a new location. We started with 5 people. Now we have like 20 people there. And it's only for pastry, and it's state of the art. It's like the coolest thing. You can like wash the walls down. I brought in my pastry chef, Suyin, who's like top notch. She's a partner there now.
You can eat there?
You can eat there.
People can go there?
Yeah. People can go there and eat cafe. There's like a little cafe and everything in front, but the production,
But where is this new one?
It's in Outremont. It's on like the last street in Outremont.
Oh, what's that place?
Where the trade tracks are?
Yeah, it's called
I like
Atlantic.
that area.
Yeah, it's right behind the bingo place there.
You're not far from the fish restaurant there. La Sirène de la Mer.
Well, that's on
the other side.
Jean Talon. We're 2 blocks in.
What's the bar that's on
Tavern Atlantic?
Atlantic. It's in kind of behind Atlantic.
Alex Baldwin's
right in
place.
behind there.
Yeah. That's another place I want to go to.
Yeah, so it's like cool, one street after Beaubien, and it's pretty much the end of Hutchison in like 100-year-old building.
Dude, you can tilt his whole Hobart bowl up in the air.
Yeah, it's like Willy Wonka.
250
really
pounds of cookie dough just goes like kabang onto the table.
So now the bank is lending you money, obviously.
Exactly.
Right.
And we had
an unbelievable
a nice
setup.
tenant improvement for signing a long lease, which is always good to get you going. And we've managed to grow it almost 3 times since we've been there in 2.5 years.
Let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly good days?
Yeah, mostly good days. I had a little health scare last year, which I like to tell everybody about. My liver was gigantic.
Why?
It wasn't from drinking, wasn't from eating. I wasn't obese. I wasn't anything. Doctors couldn't figure it out. I went on to ChatGPT, which is like, where my wife says, stop telling people that, she's a doctor, obviously. Yeah. So she's like, stop doing that. Anyway, I went on, I said, give me a little program. I went on it. I lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah, you look great.
I took away my liver disease. And
what would you think? What was it from? What was happening?
So I think it was, we just had our second kid. I was very sedentary. I was, staying up, the baby crying, putting the baby to bed, not sleeping. And then at the end of all that, finally everybody would be asleep and I would make myself a feast. I'm talking about I had peanut M&Ms in my pajama pockets that I would be going up the stairs holding my bowl of cereal or chips or grapes or, hummus and veggies, whatever it was. I was eating it. I was packing in probably like 1,000 to 1,500 calories after 10 p.m. So as soon as everybody was asleep. So I think all these things, I was putting a lot of pressure on my body by not doing anything. And now I just ran my second half marathon. I'm like quite competitive.
Yeah, you look fit.
I changed.
You see your little lunch over here. You got your little nuts.
I had my nuts, my carrots.
Your David protein bar?
David protein bar. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that anymore.
I think he's canceled, eh?
Yeah, I think
Huberman? No, it's not Huberman. It's the other guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But some sardines. We just like.
Do you like the sardines in the can, Derek?
No.
Me neither.
No.
How do you?
When I told my wife to say that, I'm like,
it's cat
do you
food
think
to me.
Do you think I like it?
We catch raccoons with them at the farm.
I don't like eating plain Greek yogurt. I like eating like the thing I grew up on, like that, strawberry at the bottom type shit.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm able to, I don't know if everybody's able to do it. I hope that they are, but I'm able to just say like, this is what I have to do. I'm willing to do it. Partly I guess because of kids, young wife, whatever. It's like, I just have to do this. And I don't have a choice. Whether I like it or not is not part of the equation. It's just like what I had to do. I just set these rules and I have to follow them.
It's funny how we get to that age, eh? With like all of a sudden we'd notice that
Yeah. You have to stop snacking at night.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in like the fiber period of my life this year, you know. So I started taking protein supplements, which makes me feel a lot better, a lot stronger, and but I realized that you need to counterbalance protein with some pretty, you know, rocket fuel fiber there. So I drag around the prunes and the old dates in my bag.
I have the same as you saw before. Same thing.
I bought Metamucil pink grapefruit the other day. You ever try that?
I used to have the regular one, the orange flavored one.
It's good.
The grapefruit one?
Yeah, it's like a nice red juice. Yeah, you just like down it, ice cold water. It's pretty delicious.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All this stuff is like.
I would totally make a sorbet out of it. Nobody would know.
Metamucil sorbet?
Super, yes. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to serve the other day, but that was maybe strange. I forget what it was. Oh, protein ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
I literally I made ice cream at home with Eddie, the little guy who you served. I think we should get it right on the record that my son created something called French fries with chocolate sauce. And when Dave heard this, he's like, do you want me to get it? And I said, absolutely not.
And I looked at Eddie, and like Eddie kind of like looked at me like with those eyes, those puppy dog eyes, and I got you, buddy.
I'm not your parent.
Like, no. And he was also like, he's like, could you actually do that? He was looking at Dave, and he's like, is this even like humanly possible? 5 minutes later, Dave comes with the chocolate sauce and the French fries. And
dude, it was 5 seconds later. I'm really quick.
This kid was like in heaven. One, he thinks that he created it, like, which is great.
Yeah, we can call it Eddie's fries.
Yeah. And two, it's like, there you go. It's going to start a revolution. And Eddie's fries.
I like that. That's like a one-up from the,
salsa.
Dipping the fries in the froster from Wendy's, you know? That's the one-up. That's the next level.
Pringles and, chocolate dip Pringles are pretty up there as something interesting and delicious.
Have you had I got to talk about the new Haagen-Dazs peanut butter pretzel ice cream?
No, but that's along those lines.
20 out of 10. It is unbelievable. I can't stop talking about it or thinking about it. It's fantastic.
I'm allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, well.
So I don't get,
all right.
Jeff.
I get sunflower butter.
Now I know how to piss me off. Yeah.
That's funny. So what else is going to do? What about the protein bar? And I just saw it, and before we started recording, I was like, you have a money-making entrepreneurial scheme that's coming up?
So
you don't want to talk about on a podcast?
No, it's
that
not
nobody listens to?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I have to say, both me and Suyin are into this. Like, we both eat sardines. We both are in the protein kick. We talk about our creatine intake and all this stuff. And obviously, we both love making new pastry products.
What do you do with the sardines? I gotta do you do a raw dog right out of the can?
It depends. I have them in my bag for that occasion.
Little pocket sardine.
No, just like if somebody is like, oh, would you like a salad? Let's say there's nothing normal for me to eat, and I don't like to restrict myself. People are like, oh, do you restrict yourself? No, I came here. What did I eat? Every single thing that could be imaginable. Yeah. But I just want to make sure that I get enough protein. And that I also want like omega-3s and healthy fats and all this stuff. So sometimes I'll just dump it on a plate. Like if the staff meal is pasta and whatever, I'll just
But do you enjoy them? Do you go, delicious?
No. As I said before,
hate it.
You choke it down.
I do not enjoy it. I don't hate it. I was somebody that couldn't eat tuna fish before, whatever. Now I just scoop the tuna fish. I put it right on my salad or whatever. Yeah. And like just because I have to. Yeah, because I have to.
So the protein bar's coming? You and Suyin?
I mean, we're on it. She's started. It's in my brain, but I think she's already started. I mean, it's that or
sardine protein bar.
She also loves dogs, so it's gonna are we gonna go into the fancy?
I totally want to eat dog meat.
Yeah, no.
Is that what you're talking about?
No,
dog treats. Dog treats.
We're in the treats. We're in the treats. I know you. The protein line. It's like it's high
4
protein.
legs.
Yeah, high protein.
Tasty.
Yeah, high protein. So one day that would be fun to do. A really, all of our products are natural, and like that would be the, make it as natural as possible. And I guess to compete with David's, which I do love.
They're good bars.
They're good bars.
They're good bars.
I don't mind that they're like a little bit, maybe there's something a little bad in there, but it's, you can bend the rules. I think if it's going to make
I'm ready,
you
if you're punishing it, like I'm ready with the thing that bothers me about protein, like, protein supplements, protein shakes, protein bars, it's like always sweet.
Yeah.
It's always candy cane or whatever, chocolate, Oreo, blah, blah, blah. There has to be this room eventually to be able to make these bars. But like I've fooled around with this in my head like a little bit, and even at home, like I have just regular blank, nothing added whey protein. Mm-hmm. And I've fooled around a little bit with, Vegeta. You know what Vegeta is?
I've seen that, yeah.
The Eastern, basically European, it's powdered stock with about like 20 different kinds of dehydrated vegetables, right? I've always wanted to kind of make like a sachet, like a tea pouch of like a powdered mix that would be vegetable forward with protein, where you basically just add hot water into your coffee cup at the office, stir it like instant coffee with a spoon, and enjoy a hot multi-vegetable protein soup, and if you could get into like the 21, 22, 23, 25 gram of protein per cup of soup would just be absolutely a stellar, thing. Even in the bars, the beef bars or any of these, let's say, jerky products are always just ridiculously high in sodium, right?
And sugar.
And sugar, of course, yeah. So even on a bar, like, why couldn't, I'm sure like chefs and you or, people in the business could get to a point where, we make this like basically vegetable jerky bar that tastes delicious and is savory. Like, I'd have less problems.
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
Shit,
I've
like
trouble,
just, even as someone who's not dieting or not doing anything, I have dessert once every 3 weeks. Right? So to all of a sudden, let's say I'm going to the gym and trying to stay fit, I really don't like having to ingest 3 dessert flavored items per day.
I totally
It's
agree.
a giant pain. Yeah. I'd just rather eat steak and scrambled eggs.
I have trouble figuring out when to eat it because it's sweet, right?
Because it's a dessert.
Yeah, because it's a dessert. So I've turned it into my dessert, but there's no sugar in.
Like, I could eat dry, what do they call that? Carnotzels. I could eat carnotzels all day long.
I think I have one of those in my bag too.
But you imagine high protein, low sodium carnotzel that tastes like carrot, onion, celery, sofrito, and I'd like, it is so delicious.
Delicious, yeah.
Huh. It'd be easier.
And it would open it up to people that don't want to eat sugar and
birthday cake bar,
like cookie dough.
Yeah,
fuck that.
It's out of control.
Yeah,
everything.
And it's like everybody like falls into that. Like, it's birthday cake donuts and it's birthday cake.
Oh, even juices now. Juices are topped with cold foam and all kinds of bullshit on top of it. I don't even know why you need cold foam on a juice. Yeah,
they're disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't even know what.
That's an.
I live under a rock.
I just went the other day because the daughter said, "Oh my God, Dad, they made me do drinks. I'm in blue, blah blah blah." And dude, they put this like
cold foam.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. It looks like dairy to me.
But it is. It's like some kind of weird.
Who wants milk in a Coke? Like,
it's like a blueberry Sprite with foam on top, with like shaving cream foam on top. It's weird.
I missed that one.
Have you had the Red Bull slushy? I got Derek into it.
It's good.
Have you had the Red Bull slushy at Harvey's?
No.
Oh, my friend.
This
is a masterpiece.
I haven't been to Harvey's and
neither did I. I can't even remember. And then
they do a Red Bull.
I call it llama burger.
Red Bull, like a Slurpee. Yeah. It's pretty. It's pretty remarkable.
One whole can of Red Bull as a Slurpee.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it sounds like I'm off topic a little bit, but dude,
no, I mean you're in the crazy zone.
No, it's legit good.
It quenches.
Okay.
Yeah, and it opens your eyes up, and
right.
Yeah,
you can see the world.
So tell me about the marathon thing. How do you start running? My wife's running. My wife's run 2 half marathons now.
I actually saw her thing.
Yeah.
Don't think I didn't look it up. I went.
Or Strava?
Yeah.
Or they're her, like,
I saw that she posted. I went right to see. That's great.
She loves it.
Yeah.
She's so makes like it's like not only does she love it, she needs it. Right.
Yeah.
She
I want to. Let's not turn this into like an addiction clinic, but I find running is like as addictive and as like rewarding as anything that I've ever tried. I haven't tried everything, but I've tried a lot of stuff, and I have to say right now I'm in that zone where whereas like some people after work, they're thinking about their drink that they're going to sit down and have I think about running like that. If people when they think about smoking, I can't wait to get out of here and have a cigarette. That's what I'm thinking about with running.
Wow.
It's like so addictive. I bet you they're going to ban it or something. Something's going to happen because too many people are doing it, and I don't know, people are going to get injured. There's going to be some, fallout where they're going to ban running too much. It's addictive. If you can do it, it's like I had, we were talking about, I had like a torn plantar fascia.
Yeah.
I was like this, that was part of me. I was like gaining weight. I was doing these things. And I used to run off and on for years. And COVID, me and my wife is a triathlete. So she got me into biking, running. And I can't take anything just do it a few times. I have to do it all the time. So for the last year and a half, I run probably 30 to 50 kilometers a week.
Crazy.
You run every day?
I run 3 to 5 days a week.
And so when you start running like that, it's like you go out and you do a kilometer?
So because I had the foot injury and I refused to take this is also why people get crazy. It's like you're told not to run when you have an injury, obviously, but nobody can stop. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to do 1 kilometer. Then the next 2 days later, I did 2. Then I did 3. Then I did 3 again, and 4, 5. Eventually I got up to 20 kilometers. And then at that point I was like, hey, maybe I should try to run a race. I've never done it. I'm 47 years old. And I did it, and I was quite good.
Amazing.
To
That's
my
fantastic.
surprise.
Yeah.
Who would have thought this mostly overweight guy, that all of a sudden took up running. And I was top, I think I was top 10% or top something like that. And then that was the end of in the fall, and then just 3 weeks ago I went to Brooklyn. I signed myself up for the Brooklyn half marathon. I finished top 6%
in your age category.
No, of the whole race of 32. I think
so you're a fast runner too.
30 or 32,000 people. But
that's
don't
crazy.
worry,
Wow.
There was obviously women, children, grandparent. There was this woman who I swear looked like she should have been holding a walker. She flew by me. The spectrum of people at this type of size of event. So I don't know if it's a real test, but it felt pretty good. Obviously I wanted to do better, and I'm already thinking about how I could do better. But I think it's it's one of those things. Yeah, you get going. I'm sure.
Roller skates, maybe.
Yeah.
Use roller skates.
Roller skates, like the 4-wheeled ones.
No.
The old school roller skates.
Yeah. That could help me
go faster
because it was sort of downhill at the end. But anyway, so it becomes an obsession, and then it's how do you eat properly? How do you fuel properly? It all works into the protein. It works into getting older and wanting to live longer. I think everybody hits it at some point in their life where you're just shit. What I've been doing my whole life is not helping me live longer. I had a really fun.
Do you think that's an our generation thing? Me and Derek have interesting conversations about this staff that works here. This generation is what's this generation called? What, Gen Z, Gen what?
Z
something.
And I guess you're X. I'm X.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm X.
Why are we so banged out? And these kids are into health right away. They speak to each other nicely. They seem to have heads on their shoulders. They're not addicted. They're not,
or was it just us and we were the fringe? Or because I have some pretty normal friends that, half of them had addiction issues, but the other half are pretty normal. But yeah, I agree. I don't know. Is it the rules? They're not allowed to They don't even want to drink or something.
No, they go out and party and
Do they?
yeah. They go out and rip it. Yeah, 100%.
Well,
I don't think 100%. As hard as
100%.
I did. I had some good fun for many, many years. And then now I'm like I have a different type of fun. I have like running with my kid around the block fun,
Do you have one of those wagons where you put the kid in?
No, now Eddie wants to run.
Wants to run?
Yeah, I go outside. He's like, I want to come with you, and I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he can't run 20 kilometers. Like, I don't even know if he could run half a kilometer. But I want to put him in a race. He's only 4. Like I want to get him into that sort of competitive mindset. Because I wasn't that way. My dad didn't never threw a ball with me. Like, it wasn't that type of relationship. So I sort of self-imposed, which I think is possibly like the best kind, I guess.
Do you think you could pull off a marathon?
It's an idea for Chicago in October. We'll see. I want to I keep on checking my health out, making sure that I'm not being too crazy.
Do you tape your nipples?
I don't, but I use. It's a thing. It's a thing. I mean, Derek does it for fun.
I do it for pain and pleasure. He's doing it for necessity.
So it's like a chafing thing. It's nothing sexual or deviant. It's to protect yourself. I use a little roll-on thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's for chafing. It's one of those things that non-runners don't really know about until they find out about it, and it's very painful.
Yeah, it's like we used to say that about non-line cooks, right?
Exactly.
Why is there a bottle of olive oil in the staff dressing room?
Exactly.
Because we all, do our crotches before service.
Right. Our legs chafe.
Yeah. Did you ever do that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I worked a lot of kitchens.
No. But I'll definitely know if you start running. If you come in and your nipples are bleeding or they're taped or any of those things.
I don't know if I'm just not that. I don't have that thing in my head about the running.
You can do it.
Good God. I would just be so sad, thinking that if I had to run this afternoon, I would go into a depression right now.
Yeah, I think, I think you would. It's one of those things.
You know what I like though? I've discovered at the gym, I like the rowing machine.
Yeah.
That's a nice machine.
Yeah, the rowing machine's fun. Yeah, I have.
It also feels maybe in my genes or in my, in my family genes or history, it feels like maybe somewhere in my genetics that we rode a lot at one point. Right? There's something for real. I have
comes natural.
It comes really natural to me. Also, when I'm on a boat in the sea, for some reason, I know how to stand.
Good. You feel good.
I feel good, and there's something I've seen it before. I understand it. I feel that's that's the mystical aura of genetics.
And by the way, it's a very healthy exercise. It's very good for you. No, the rowing.
I like the rowing a lot.
Yeah, it's one of the best exercises.
Is it? I thought swimming was.
Well, swimming and rowing because they're not so. I think it's not so hard on your body.
Do you wear those hookah shoes?
No, I keep on. Shoes are an issue with
Barefoot.
me. Yeah, I mean,
New Balance?
No, I started with Brooks, then I switched to Puma because Puma's back with a vengeance. They're coming out with some really good shoes, and then I switched to Asics most recently.
Yeah, I have some Asics. They're quite comfortable. They're running shoes, I imagine.
Yeah,
but they're special. My wife uses Asics too. Do you ever see those Norda shoes?
Yes, I do. Pretty cool.
A customer of yours?
No.
I think he is probably.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
I like to think everybody is, but yeah, they're a Montreal brand, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
He sent me shoes over the years. I think they're more for trail running, or mountain running or whatever. But it's an incredible shoe. I wear them in the vineyard because they're waterproof, tear-proof, they're grippy. And I think it's a great shoe. They're also as floofy.
If he's listening today, I will take a pair.
Jeffrey will totally wear a pair of Nordas.
Them with pride. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even in the shoe shop, like where I buy my shoes, they talk really nicely about them.
Do people run marathons with them now?
No, they do trail
running, right.
But apparently they're indestructible.
Is that a thing that you would like, trail running?
I do love it. It's I think I'm getting it's a little dangerous, I think, for me. It's like
Oh, right.
you got to be really agile, and maybe now I'm there, but now I'm like my every day is like, please just don't get hurt. Like that's it. You know, like you're saying you're scared. I'm just
ankles
scared.
don't
Yeah,
fail me.
I'm scared of like, you know, rolling my ankle or, you know, my heart or my lungs or, you know, I'm like, just please everything work today. And so far it's working great. Like, which is like a good sign, like for anybody who's like wants to get into shape, like at a ripe young age of, you know, over 45, especially after being in really bad shape.
Do you think do you eat bread a lot? You know?
I eat bread, yeah, every day.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you still love it?
I still love it.
Do you love making bread?
I love making bread. I have a really good team now, and we've always had it. So I make less of it, but I live in it. Right.
What do you like more, the making bread or making laminated doughs?
So I leave the laminated doughs to Suyin and her team, and
Because
like,
both of them are phenomenal from you.
This is reminding me of something Dave once told me years ago. He probably doesn't even remember what he told me. It's funny when you're a young
says a lot of things.
People shouldn't listen to anything I say ever.
When you're a young chef or a business owner and you pass by Dave, he's for sure going to give you some advice.
Unwarranted.
And unwarranted. And I didn't even fully understand it at the time, but he was just like, I'm like, oh my God, the alarm system went off last night. I had to come in to work at, at 4 a.m. Like nobody was there. And he's like, you still have the key to your own restaurant? And I'm like, yeah, what do you mean? I'm like, who else? He's like, I'm like, don't you have the keys to Joe Beef? He's like, are you crazy? He's like, you think I want that call? He's like, you think I want that call? Also, like, what am I going to do? Am I an alarm repairman or am I a plumber? He's like,
I've always said if the restaurant light's on fire, don't even fucking call me. Just let the professionals deal with it. Like,
exactly.
Don't wake me up.
Exactly. So that's sort of like the laminated dough. It's like Suyun's much better. And I was just like, that's where I like started to draw the line where I was like, I want people to be better than me and I want to stop doing it. I still do the panettones every year and it's a whole, crazy.
Most of the best chefs in the world are surrounded by better chefs than themselves.
That's it.
I'm absolutely great at surrounding myself with better people than me my whole career.
Yeah. and right
sitting right next to me.
Right next to you. There.
Yeah. I know what I'm good at. I know what he's better at than me. And that's that, right? And if he can live with, what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, I can live with,
And that's also the good thing, is like the important thing is to know what you're good at, right? And not try to don't try to hog it all for your, if you see somebody who's better than you, promote them and make them the good,
And it's fantastic to see.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
Oh,
it's
like that
there's
with
nothing greater.
Yeah.
I'm watching, me and Derek right now, we have Melinda Gorman, the chef here.
Exactly what I was going to say,
She was nervous at first. I'm watching this, first of all, incredibly talented cook, incredibly talented chef, but now becoming listen, she knows how to cook very well. We could put her anywhere and she would figure it out.
Yeah.
But what we're showing her is the other side, right? The room, the people, the VIPs,
math,
how to deal with a billionaire, how to maintain a relationship with a billionaire week after week after week.
Look at watches in the dining room.
Yeah, exactly. I'm giving her all my, see that watch? She go, for her, all watches are watches.
Right.
And I'm like, nope, that watch there is $195,000. So a little bit of that, right? So she's getting there. So to a point where, I can extract myself and Derek can extract himself and we have someone that can, it's one thing to be a hammer on the pass, a nail on the pass and pound out steaks all night, right?
Yeah.
There's always more nails than hammers, right?
Yeah.
And she's a tremendous person because she, number one for me is she's honest, It's not like when you're not there, everything tends to go, how was last night? Oh, it was great, no problems. It's like, but when I'm here, there's always, she's honest. She said, last night, always it's never a drama. It's just like this and this happened last night. You don't have to worry. I dealt with it. It's dead. It's past. It's over. It's just a great human.
Yeah, but we've been very lucky. We have I like everybody that works here, and it's been a really positive experience so far.
And a pretty crazy idea and endeavor. Maybe not for you guys.
I
but
felt it in my gut. I knew it. Listen, I knew it when I saw Joe Beef on that street. I felt it in my gut. And I've been looking for a second gut feeling for years.
By the way,
whether it's in Laval or the townships or anywhere, and I would just I had to grab Derek at the beginning of this, and I had to say, listen, this is you never say this is a sure bet, knocking on wood whenever I say stuff like that, but I know this one. Just fucking trust me. Yeah. I've got it. This is my gut feeling. This we're gonna do well at the day we open, and I got you. Get in on this. And he was like, oh, didn't know the West. Not from the West Island, bro.
Yeah,
it's from BC via Plateau Montréal in the darkness of it too. Not even the good part, the weird tiny streets of the plateau.
The Parisian part.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave, I remember also. Luckily, I still have a good memory. We knew each other before because of Globe, or I think it was Globe or something, and. I don't know if you were talking to me or you were talking to somebody, maybe I don't remember who, but you were like, oh yeah, you're like, I just want to open up a 20-seat place with a raw bar. And I was just like, a raw bar? First of all, I didn't even know what that meant because it didn't exist. You're like, just a place, I'm just going to shuck oysters and do the, I remember that. And I was like, this guy's lost his fucking shit. He went from the coolest restaurant, whatever. And now he's going to open up in St. Henry, near Antique Shop. I didn't even know where St. Henry was. It was 20 blocks from where I grew up. But it's I still didn't know where it was. And just the idea of you saying that was just didn't even make sense. So I'm assuming that was the same thing when you went to Derek. I want to open up
I'm just, we've been just watching this. I live out here, right? And I grew up skateboarding behind this restaurant, basically. This was my circumference of places that I could get to on a skateboard. There used to be a video arcade on the other side of the street over here called Pinocchio's, right? Where you could just go play video games for a quarter.
Yeah.
We used to hang out there, skateboards and play video games and go to Baskin Robbins. You used to have you ever see the Matterhorn? Remember that? The Matterhorn?
The dessert thing they do with all the giant one?
Back in those days, it was $25, which was for us
big money.
All the money in the world.
Yeah.
But for $25, I think it was 11 scoops of ice cream, it was a foot and a half tall. It was 11 scoops of ice cream. So we
And then if you finished it, did they give it to
they
you
wouldn't
for
give you a free one, but
no.
we just basically go play, video games and ride our skateboards and then crush a Matterhorn in the parking lot.
The old 96er of ice creams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah. We're happy that this place is like this. We're happy to see this wine bar coming to fruition. I think it looks neat. Do you like it in here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get the vibe. I tried to explain the other restaurant to somebody. It's I don't know how you guys explain it, but
I just say welcome to Aventura Mall,
right,
in Miami.
Well, no, so that's sort of
right?
That's not far off.
I know.
I'm it's a sort of
the strip malls on Biscayne Boulevard.
Yeah, Florida, Vermont meets it's farmhouse meets Florida meets, and the menu is sort of like that too in a way. It's just well done food that you would get at those places that typically do a bad job at food, right?
Yeah, correct.
Or mediocre job.
Me and Derek both like Florida a lot,
Yeah, this is would fit right in.
Yeah,
the whole idea, he was done with the restaurants basically, and so was I. But basically, it had to be like this, or there wasn't. It was not going to be anything.
Right.
There's no way. You could offer me $1 million clear a year as a salary to go back downtown and run a 100-seat restaurant
with a concept.
With a concept and a Zebulon decor.
Right. And
I would have said, no, you know what? I'll live in the box behind Burger King before I do that.
Right. That's where we differ. You offer me that to do anything. I mean, I'm going to be washing cars. I'm going to be picking garbage. I'm going to be doing, I just, I like those. I like those offers.
You like those?
Yeah, I like those offers. Give me $1 million to do something ridiculous that I don't want to do. It's like the sardines. I'm just going to fucking eat them and keep my mouth shut.
Learn to love it.
Yeah, I'll learn to love the cat food. And by the way, I don't buy... I buy the ones...
Billionaire brand?
No, I buy the ones that are like $1.35 on special at PA, which I probably shouldn't like announce because maybe everybody will go and eat them all.
PA is great.
Yeah.
They're opening a PA down the road here.
Oh, no way.
West Island's very excited about PA coming to the bottom of the Sources Boulevard.
That's great, yeah. So I don't even buy the fancy one. I'm not into the fancy ones yet.
Not yet.
Maybe those are good.
I was thinking about it. I bought one yesterday at Falero Fish Store. Like a sort of, I didn't go for like the
$16 one?
Well, yeah, it was $14.99, but there was like $26 and all these things. And I was just like, okay, this is not the point. I'm just trying to like be healthy and like not go broke. Right? Eating sardines. Like,
never one time just be like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy these sardines today. Today's the day I'm going to enjoy sardines.
Yeah. No, I enjoy the price of $1.35. That's what I enjoy.
That's probably the cheapest protein you can eat. You know that squid is like an unbelievable protein? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's up there with basically protein powder, egg whites, squid.
Right.
Then, chicken, then turkey, then sardines.
David's Bars had a great publicity
cod.
stunt. Yeah, it was a publicity stunt, but then I think it actually took off.
They do it. You can buy it.
Yeah. And now apparently there was an ice cream one, so I don't know.
Now they're doing, I believe it's a can of cod.
Right.
I just saw that like last week.
Yeah.
Where you just have I hate codfish.
I mean, really?
I'm
once
super
again,
allergic to it.
Once again, I would just do it.
Yeah.
I would just do it.
Cod?
No, I mean, I would just do it because...
What is it, cod juice?
Yeah.
No, they just basically canned a piece of cod, but that's calculated to the correct amount of protein for...
to hit all your macros.
Yeah, exactly.
But you drink it?
No. It's like a can of tuna, but instead it's cod.
I thought it was like the crab juice in The Simpsons.
No. I haven't ordered that yet, but I do.
So, where do you like to eat in the city with your wife? Like if you have a date night, what's your deal?
So, well, I should
Don't
spread.
say here.
No, I'm going to spread the love.
Yeah.
I'm going to spread the love in the sense that me and my wife made a deal that no matter what happens, no matter what mood we're in, no matter if we hate each other, if we're sick, if we're this or we're that, we don't hate each other. We love each other. But if we ever, Thursdays and Saturdays, we have a babysitter. And we go out for dinner.
Both nights.
2 nights a week?
Both nights. Well, sometimes it's modified. It could be like pizza at home, but it just means time for us away from the kids, the family. You know, it's like time for us. So it's mostly out. Sometimes it could be somewhere like super, inexpensive. Sometimes it could be, we have a lot of customers in the bread game.
How many customers? How many restaurants you service now? Hundreds?
I actually don't know. No, not hundreds, but like a lot. Probably between the pastry and the bread, probably close to 100, maybe like 80 or something. I would have to see. Sure. So it's a lot of people. So we want to support them. So often we'll go to one of our customers, if we can, because even like if it's 80 and we have to, I want to support them. So a lot of them end up being our customers. We recently tried Riccardo Bertolini's place.
I bet it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it was, I don't want to say surprisingly good. It was surprising because I didn't even know he opened, and I consider him, like a friend in the industry.
He's a legit cook.
Never mind, he's a legit cook. This guy has been busting his ass, not for other people, like for Daniel Boulud, it's a different level. Yeah. But I mean, it's been busting his ass all over the world. Is not a local guy.
He just got plugged in wherever Danielle was all over, but he was there for a long time.
Yeah, made his mark with Danielle. I've been waiting. The guy comes into the bakery, we have a coffee every 6 months. He's like, waiting. The guy opened up. Okay, first of all, place is stunning. It's so low key. It reminds me a little bit of Maison Publique in the sense it's in the bottom of so a brownstone or something that. In the if Derek's was the bad part of the plateau, this is in Villeray on Castelnau. Maybe
I saw it. I just saw it come into my feed not too long ago. Yeah.
So we went there. We happened to show up on day 3 or something. The food was impeccable.
For sure.
The service was impeccable. They were a little jittery. It was like, first like 3 nights or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
But the food was like it's been there for 100 years, mostly Italian style.
I was happy to see that pop up that he finally opened. I know he was talking about it. I don't see him very often, but every once in a while we run into each other. He's always friendly, always super nice. Like he's
a fantastic human being.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah,
great
and
guy.
he met his, that guy was probably going to leave unless he met his top sommelier wife.
Yeah.
She's a great sommelier as well. A very smart woman.
And she's great. And also just like, commanding the room, like the food's coming out hot and whatever. Obviously, like I was like, oh, do like cook whatever you want. I wanted to put less pressure, but I know that sometimes puts more pressure.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I wanted him to, I've been waiting for this for so long.
Yeah.
The guy's banging out like dishes like that aren't even on the menu were like so good.
Oh, he's a master.
And you could just see like that pedigree is just in him.
It's Italian food basically a little bit, I feel.
Yeah. It's like it's like still fine dining, but it's like it's casual enough.
So what's the name? Just say it again because we didn't say it.
It's Berto Bistro, I think. I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Bistro Berto. But yeah,
I thought it was
anyway.
Bertolini.
Well,
No.
his name is his last name's
That's his last
Bertolini. So it's Bistro Berto, I think it's called.
Where else
So
do you
that was the most recent. I have to say, like
Bistro Osteria Berto.
Osteria Berto.
There you go.
Yeah.
Osteria. We've had some really good meals at Bistro Franquette. Are you involved in that? Or
Yeah, we
no?
both are.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not really though. Like I think on paper
yeah.
we own a few percentage points each.
That place is like so underrated, and it's like now it's a little bit harder, but it used to be like we could go there on a Saturday night.
I know it took them years to take off and get busy. It was like God for a while there. I was almost suggesting like maybe it's time to throw in the towel. Like for real, it literally took 4 years to get the word out.
Louis is a fantastic cook too.
Yeah. We went there, I don't know, maybe it was like 3 weeks ago. First of all, couldn't get in the door.
Great.
Line up out the door.
Oh, it's about time. Good for them.
And Louis there sweating it out.
Yeah.
They just like changed, I think they renovated their kitchen or something, made a little more room or less room, who knows. But really hardworking guy. And I have to say, like, that's, both of those are like two little examples of like sort of the old school, like when Joe Beef opened or when you open, it's like we're running, I don't want to say we're running out, but there's like this like chef driven restaurants. It's there, but as people open up multiple restaurants in groups, it ends up being harder to be there. And to get that feeling, those guys, those two examples are like really, you feel like you're there.
Yeah. It's great. It's great to go to a restaurant when how can I say the chef is gunning and the dining room manager is gunning and they're just basically
and they're doing everything,
slitting throats. And,
he's making bread, he's making his desserts, he's making everything in house, he's making butter, he's making cheese. It's rare to see that somebody's digging their heels in and doing it all for the for the love of it. Yeah.
I mean, like I feel like we've done or worked for people like that, or
been in that situation, and like to foster that sort of environment too, right? Where people care that much.
Yeah, and it's hard to find people to do it with. It's hard to. I think that's like we talk about like the staff situation now. I mean, there's so much. We go through these phases of like, peaks and valleys and whatever. But for us now, we're getting like, there's a real like immigration problem. And I think it's in Quebec, but maybe in Canada as well, where we're pretty much being blocked from hiring anybody that's a foreigner. Whether they've
Sorry, I don't understand. I thought we're getting flooded with immigrants in Canada.
No, right, exactly. That's apparently what's happening. But in the restaurant game, if you want to hire somebody that's not from here and used to be able to sponsor visas, sponsor people, do this. We're talking about
how bakeries used to like basically get French bakers out of France or
exactly. Now we haven't hired a French baker in maybe 3 years. Never mind that. Like, to me, I take it very personally. Like, I take it personally because I worked in Spain. I did the fucking midnight shift to learn how to make panettone. I did that in England. I took the fucking shit. I was the immigrant. I was the foreigner or whatever in all these fucking kitchens that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted like, oh, Jeff the Canadian.
We all staged like crazy.
Exactly. So, but how much did we learn from that? And how much did the people there, like the young cooks in England that had no connection to Canada or whatever, like how much did I influence them to want to travel?
Everyone benefits from that.
Yeah, everyone benefits from it. So now we're shutting down all these like visa, I don't know if you want to call it, they're not loopholes, they were a reason. They're cultural exchanges. And within a trade, they were tradesmen too.
Through the years I've had amazing people from Australia, from USA. I've had people from England. Like, it's always been, how can I say? It was always a cultural exchange. It was young chefs that were like, in love with the first book, and that wanted to come and do that cooking, with us. And
totally.
It was like, always in the plans to go back to Australia, but they wanted to, learn what we do
years
for, as many months as they could. And, nobody was gaming the system. Like, everybody eventually goes home.
Even if you got a visa for 1 year, a working visa, you took advantage of it. And so it's a year then.
Right. And that's what I did in England. That's probably what you did in England. I did it in Spain. I did it in New York. I did it in San Francisco. This was like this new thing, which is, I think that was maybe a little bit of a joke that we're being taken over by. It affects like businesses like mine and probably yours too. Like, it doesn't affect like law firms. It doesn't affect, people making $70,000. But for us, like what it does is, like, we don't have a lot of local people that want to do the old trade, that want to come in at midnight. No. They didn't really sign up for it. Like in France, you sort of sign up for it, and then they come here, and they're 5 years younger than my employees. They're sometimes better. They're willing to make like maybe less money or a more fair thing. We don't have to like overpay to get people. Like, we're in this sort of trapped thing where like people don't want to pay $5 for a croissant, but they're okay with like making labor as expensive as humanly possible for like restaurants. And I'm not saying people, restaurants should pay more or bakeries should pay more. It's
easy to say that when you don't run a restaurant or have a bakery.
People were more susceptible or more interested in or say more accepting even being forced into a situation, like I went to, they're like, it's the Canadian, put them on the bakery shift, like, exactly. There you go. And it'd be like, okay, I guess I'm a baker now for the next year and a half of my life. And my family's off when I get off of work, and I can talk with them. Or like, we have some guys from India that come to the bakery, and it's like, they're happy, like they're let's say happier than the Canadian. They're happy to be here. They want to be here. They want to be in my bakery. The willingness to be thrown into a situation too is kind of missing.
And it's like not that. It's like already a difficult profession. It's already a difficult thing. And I think this newfound pressure that we're feeling is like, it's like the people who are asking for it are the ones that are going to pay $10 for a croissant.
It's also short-sighted by whoever controls that, whatever entity controls that. These are skilled trades, right? Yeah. And plus they're culturally relevant, right?
Very much so. Very much so.
And culturally relevant in the sense that like we've always had a lot of bakers coming from France. We've always had, like it used to be
Montreal's been a great stepping stone for so many French.
Correct. And why would that change for any? Why?
Right.
There's no reason for it to.
So it's just being tightened up, and the problem is we don't have these people we don't have enough of these people that want to do this job, which is fine. It's the same thing with daycare. Why we don't have a lot of daycare? Why it's so hard to get my kid into, $8, $12 daycare. Because they've stopped the nanny programs that were letting people from other countries come to do it. Whereas like I don't think the problem lies in the fact that it's, people aren't paying enough. It's people don't want to do this job. Times have changed. People use their computer for work. People like to stay at home for work. It's not the same. There's not that many people that are willing to stop their life to take care of other people's kids. It's becoming harder and harder to find the quality. So paying somebody who's less qualified and less naturally talented to take care of your kid because of these new rules is really weird. And like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense? Shouldn't we want like the best people who are the nicest and friendliest and smartest, willing to like teach our kids?
Well, you're seeing I get slack for loving Miami so much, but when you go to Miami and you see the restaurant situation that's going on there, you see now the best of Italy are coming to open restaurants in Florida, the best of Japan,
best of New York City,
the best of New York City, the best of Korea, the best of. It's like there's an open-minded, like you have a trade, you're coming to open a restaurant, you have money, you want to invest, you were like, we're gonna make it easy for you to come here and practice your excellent skill. And you were like, nope.
Hold on, and you're gonna pay taxes, and you're gonna hire 100 people from all walks of life. From all walks of life.
There's a lot of instances like all over the U.S. right now, and I don't want to hear flack for blah, blah, blah. But, if you're a skilled individual and you're really good at pizza or sausage or pasta or, you should be able to travel and, apply your skill. There has to be exemptions or help or bonuses. Who doesn't want?
Right.
Who doesn't want the best pizza maker in Rome to come open
in your neighborhood? Right.
Correct. And why would we make his life complete hell?
Right. And scared. People are scared.
Right, exactly.
Anybody who works for me, they're scared. They're scared. They don't want.
Meanwhile,
they're like, my visa's gonna run out in 2 years. I can't get permanent residency. I can't do this. I can't do that. But the same thing is that pizza guy is gonna teach the next generation of pizzaioli
to make things in the city better.
Right.
Meanwhile, the person that you're hiring or coming in looking for a job, a lot of them have learned how to make a croissant while doom scrolling on Instagram.
Right.
And now I'm a baker. I did a little bit, not having any like worldly experience and going to work in any of these big places or anywhere with clout.
Exactly. Well, it's like a little bit of like a shortcut.
Well, watch this stuff. Just think about my career, Derek's career, your career, and so many careers in the city of Montreal. You're very much who you are. Derek and myself are who we are because of the places that we decided to go get information and education from. I wouldn't be the chef that I am if I just stayed in Montreal and learned at the top 5 French restaurants. I would be a chef, but I wouldn't be, anything special. We, as young people, sought out put ourselves in stressful situations financially,
similar shitty situations that we're talking about here, just legally, mostly.
But,
no, I agree. I gave everything. Yeah.
And that's why
Spain was happy to have me. England was happy to have me.
And I was always welcome.
my chef, I don't know if my chef was happy to have me. He didn't make me feel that way, but for a very long time, it's very, very tough on me. But then I left there and springboarded. It's
exactly
because you go to Navy SEAL Academy, and when you come out of Navy SEAL Academy, you're a Navy SEAL.
Exactly.
I was a slow, okay cook who worked at a Montreal pace, and I could have made a career out of it. I went to work in Burgundy on a couple of occasions, and I came back basically an assassin.
Right.
That basically did the work of 4 men.
Exactly.
Or 4 people.
I needed my chef to be like, did you cut that fish with your teeth?
Yeah.
Why does it look like an escalator?
Yeah.
With my knife, or somebody telling me your knives aren't sharp. Just go home.
Sure.
Or
you're also the guy that complained before Europe, 45 hours a week was for me so much work. And then coming back from Europe is it's 90 hours, big deal. I got this.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I love working.
Yeah.
I hate days off. I hate walking in parks.
It's like
I hate watching movies.
Hold on,
I
it's
only
like
want to work.
it's like the running.
Yeah.
It's like the running.
Right.
You get addicted to that to that rush. And I think it's it's like personality based. Some people live for that. And I think once you get a taste of it, you love it and you need it. And I think I guess that's why we're here now. Like, because it takes that like need and want for, I don't know, you're for me at some point it was like, striving for perfection. And then when I open up my own place, I'm like, I don't want it to be perfect. I want everything to like weigh the same and cost the same and act the same, but I want it to be a little bit like my grandmother's house, right? Like that was like, I want to go over and have her little pastries when we would come in the door. She would make fresh squeezed orange juice. She was really old school Hungarian grandma. And it's like, I'm like, that's what I want to show, a little bit of that type of love, where everything looks different but is the same, and no longer that like cookie cutter thing. And I learned the cookie cutter thing. I learned how to make perfect pastries, perfect, steaks or fish or whatever. But when it was my turn, I wanted to do my thing, and I think that was sort of the same with you guys. It's like,
I can cook 3 Michelin star. I choose absolutely to do the opposite of that.
Exactly.
Right? I like
But you have to get there. You have to get there before getting to where you are now.
100%. And it's allowed you to be able to tick those boxes is giving you a bit of mental freedom now to choose to take up running and spend and have a beautiful family and have these things in your life that are positive and healthy.
Yes.
As opposed to still trying to grind it out at 47
or
however.
Because I did the math, like seeing the people that I worked with and their misery level and their lack of able to hold, some, relationships and with their kids or their wives or their girlfriends or whatever. It took me deciphering that until I worked for somebody who had a wife, had 3 kids, and took days off. And it took that, thing where I was like, oh, I think it's more of like, I have to work on like the business side of it to sort of understand how I'm going to get like to try to have, everything that I want. And it took me time. I only found my wife, I think, later than you guys found your loves.
Thought that you were going to, I gave up hope on you for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was like 39. The joke is I told her I wasn't 40 yet because she's a little bit younger than me. And she like looked at me and like didn't even put that together that I could have been 40. I was like 39 and 10 months. I'm like, I'm not 40 yet.
Still celebrate half birthdays.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like, it takes time to figure things out. And I guess we all find our ways to get there, whether it's, for health, for children, for loved ones, for the game or, so I still, I still love working like every day or almost every day. And I'm happy that I have I'm fortunate to have a good team and good partners and a good understanding wife. Who also, works hard and, she's like...
What kind of medical doctor is she?
She's a GP.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. That's such a bonus to have at home.
Right? Yeah. Crazy.
I have something on my back I want to show her next time she's around.
It looks like a beak. There's like there's something growing.
Beak growing up.
Rash.
Like little...
Beak with a rash.
Yeah. And like a little wing, but just like the little wing, like a little arm. Little mini arm.
I ate my twin.
Right. Possibly. Yeah. So that's, and she's just starting out her career. So it's really nice to see, like, sometimes I have to be like, this is like, it's not always going to be this crazy, like it's when you start working your first day, like I remember every first day of every, you cut yourself right away. You have to cut yourself on the first day so that it's like really embarrassing. And then, it gets better from there. The weeks seem less, daunting. She's in the midst of taking on, there's all these Quebec things where she has to take on, hundreds of patients at once. It's a little bit of a panic in their industry as well. Because
they're being beaten up, eh?
Yeah. There's doctors.
We have a lot of doctors here at the restaurant, and
yeah,
there's a lot of unhappy They're just angry. I feel there's a lot of anger in the GPs.
I think it has to do with the rules changing. Like rules change. You aim for something, and then the rules change, and then you're like, okay, I'll do that, and then the rules change again, and then so she's had.
But it's also like you're a doctor. Shouldn't you be able to like be a doctor the way that you feel? Can you be a country doctor
and just be
right? No. It's imagine telling you, no, you're a baker now. This is how you have to bake. You have to do every day 10,000 baguettes.
And you can't have an actual career trajectory because we're going to keep changing it.
The restaurants, like basically, it'd be a lot easier if like we all did the same menu and we all serve the same one wine, white or red.
Right, white or red, and not only this, you have to charge this amount. You have to, even though you might be twice as skilled as the restaurant next door to you, but you have to charge. You have to charge the same. And
in 2 years, we're going to change this.
Yeah, in 2 years, we're going to change it. We're going to be charging by how many bottles you make per year. It's like then you could change your price.
We're not going to allow anyone to have a career trajectory.
Yeah,
just every once in a while, it's just going to like. Shift, keep you under the thumb.
That's a little sad because we want healthy people. And I think, if you're carrying around your fiber and protein, I'm doing the same, like the world's getting smarter. And I think I hope, like we need doctors and we need doctors in Quebec and Montreal. And we need them to be happy. Yeah. It's the same with like the people who take care of our kids. Like these are like people you don't want to piss off. Like they're the ones who fix things.
100%.
So I hope this stuff cools down. Immigration, doctors. It's like we're living in a little bit of a weird moment where I don't even know who. Like you said, we don't even know who's pushing this. Like, and you're a little bit more politically minded than me, but it's like somebody said, so why don't you complain? I'm like, who am I going to complain to? I mean, maybe I should have come to you. I bet you could find them.
Who knows if I'm right?
No, you're definitely wrong. You're definitely wrong.
But no, there's definitely something's definitely up, and I'm not. I don't want to go. No, I don't want to bring politics anymore into the podcast or anything. Because it doesn't.
It's safe.
It doesn't bring me anywhere. But we're definitely in a bad spot, and I believe that 10 years of like whatever this liberal thing has been. They've ran their run and. We need a little bit more fiscal responsibility and worrying about us Canadians in Canada.
Right.
Taking care of ourselves and like rebuilding our medical system and there's a lot of
because we're great
to do.
We're
it is
great
a beautiful
people.
Country.
A beautiful country, beautiful city, even more so, beautiful province.
Correct.
Like we're all happy to be here. We all could have been somewhere else and chose to be here.
I used to be, one of the things that bothers me the most about how I feel, and it's these are thoughts I have alone in my car. Like I have no more Canadian pride in me. I'm like no longer proud of being associated to Canada. You know?
It used to be not complicated. Now it's complicated.
I fucking love being Canadian. I was proud to be Canadian. Now I'm like, no, I'm really not. I watch them sing the American anthem, and don't go there. Like I'm not. There's nothing. But I was like, fuck, Americans are proud to be American and they love their country in a way that
maybe a little blindsided.
A little bit blindsided for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But God, you see some beautiful anthems sung and people crying, holding their hearts.
But that's always. I feel like it's always been the case, right? Like Canadians have sort of just like we're like, we sort of know the words to that song. Oh, Canada. I sort of know the French version back and forth. It's a little bit confusing. But definitely everybody in the United States, like they sing like in their classrooms, I think, every day.
We had to do it in school.
US?
No,
Canadian.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, I think we did it. A little bit. Definitely not enough to have that like pride, and.
But I remember being very proud for a long time. And it's like, am I old? Am I curmudgeon? Am I,
Yes,
but
also
the wrong things?
No, but all of the above. But you're also allowed to be angry, like a lot of other people are.
Or just like disappointed, like.
Like I read an article this morning, actually, quickly. There's a guy who has his book is like #1 on the New York Times bestseller right now, the God Sod fellow, right? Who's moving to the USA. Right, but then another surgeon from McGill, a Jewish surgeon from McGill, no longer feels safe with his family to practice medicine in Montreal, so he's moving to the USA. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and he's he's not a regular doctor. I think he's like the head. He's like the head heart surgeon.
I've been watching my friends in Westmount who run a restaurant in Westmount, and there's like, dude, it's weird. I don't even feel that safe. To be honest, maybe I've been living in the country for 4 years now. And, living out here in the West Island, and, this is maybe, it's like living out here is like having blinders on. Like I'm surrounded by beautiful flowers, and, everybody's so nice, and people are going to play golf, and they're going to the marina, So it's kind of like an idyllic little pocket here out in the West. But when I go downtown, I'm like, oh, hang on. I used to feel super safe in Chinatown. I don't feel safe in Chinatown at all anymore, right? I don't feel, I went to my daughter's graduation and I walked out of the gates of McGill to take an Uber home, and I didn't feel safe, at the gates of McGill. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Right.
I was getting eyeballed, by people. Guys were like taking pictures of me from behind bushes. I said, I just went to my daughter, like, what's going on here? I don't know. I'm rambling. Dan's probably gonna cut all this out, but
no, but I think it's become like a little bit of a weird place.
I worked Derek worked his whole career here basically trying to promote tourism in Montreal through, his food and his cooking and the decor of his restaurant and the way that he interpreted the products of Quebec, with the skills that he had. I did the same thing in my neighborhood, My goal with my restaurant projects was always, it wasn't about harvesting money from the locals.
Right.
It was making Quebec and Canada,
relevant
in the world.
Correct,
my goal with my restaurant projects was always to,
treat this like it was a food region.
To treat it like it was a food region and cook, and I didn't really, I always said people used to get mad when I'd say this. I said, why do you do all your social media in English, and why is your website in English? I said, because the locals will come to this restaurant because it's easy for them to come to this restaurant. I said, my goal with these restaurants is to bring people in from outside of this country to these restaurants and taste these foods of this region that we cook in. And then they go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I would tell restaurateur friends of mine, I said, you'd be smarter, I hate to say this, to my French-Canadian restaurant friends. Mm-hmm. I would say, when all your social media is in French and your website is 100% in French, you're not doing Americans a favor, people from Ontario a favor.
You're not doing
people from the UK
a favor. You're not doing French people a favor.
Yeah, you're doing, I think you're obeying a law,
right?
Which is weird and flawed, perhaps. Said, I want the people of the USA to come and enjoy the delicious French-Canadian cooking of my French-Canadian friends, and doing all of your social media in French and all your website in French is not the brightest idea to promote our province externally, right? I even tried to explain that to an OQLF, person that I had an infraction with. They said, why is everything in English? I said, because I want Americans to come here.
And I don't know, just to throw it out there, is there any countries in the world that would do that? Or are we I feel like we're one of the few that makes
North Korea?
Makes it very, there you go. Makes it very hard.
Dan is the king of this.
Dan would know.
Yeah, there is not a single country that does this.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I looked at you.
I do though understand sometimes when I'm in Paris and I see some really gross Anglicisms, I do go
this is weird.
Yeah, weird American rock and roll hamburger Paris. I'm like, that's kind of stupid.
The classic le drive-through.
Yeah,
but there's always going to be stuff like that no matter what. Yeah. And in every city, which is also fine. Which is also fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really important.
What do they think about Hof Kelsten? Did you get language policed on that?
So I didn't get. Well, now I will. No, you know what? We run a pretty. There's no English. We're who you spoke about. There's no English. Forget about our website, but in our restaurant, the menu is in one language, and we did that as a style thing because I didn't want to put English smaller.
Well, yeah, but when I run my restaurants downtown, I draw the menu in French, and that was it because this is a French
Totally.
place. I want you to come and eat French food. We are practicing French cooking.
Also,
the
like,
wines are mostly from France.
Exactly.
And, you know, so
and us, it's,
make a fucking effort.
Like, what am I going to, like, what's a croissant in English, or what's a baguette in English, right?
Like, whatever.
Yeah. So, and we're really proud of that side too.
As you should be. Yeah.
And we want, when tourists come in, and we do have a lot of tourists, we like when they come in and see that they're in a French part of Quebec, and we're proud of it. But
they also want that because they didn't come here to feel that they're in Wisconsin.
Exactly. So I think that there's like a happy balance between, like you said, like we do it, but we want to do it for the right reasons. And sometimes we're like forced to do something unnatural, which doesn't feel good. But for us, it's like, we've been blasted all over for everything. Even if I post in French, c'est où ton boulangerie à Toronto? You know, and I'm just like, what? I'm like, why would you even say that? So I think it's like you have to take it with a grain of salt, and there's. Like, I think everybody just has to do their best, and just like we talk about, like, honesty and like just being true, and my grandmother's Quebecois, like, was born here.
Like, this is very English. Why say that? First I'm in Dollard. Like, when I said help wanted, 90% of the people that showed up spoke English, so that's not like
a surprise.
That's what happened. Right, but they're all bilingual, so that's also fine. And I'm David Hayfield McMillan, and my partner's now Derek Damon. I'm not gonna.
We also greet everyone. We also greet everybody in French at first. First greeting is always in French, and then if somebody speaks English, and we switch to that.
Yeah,
and if
they don't, then we don't. To me anyway.
Exactly.
I'm a French
exactly.
Cook. I practice French cooking. So
I agree.
Derek,
French bakery, French food, and it's literally we're part of that culture. Which is, I think, also why it's so important. We're like the ambassadors, or the ambassadors of like French food, and French food in Quebec. We're part of it.
People are getting really good though at French food outside of Quebec though now. Did you notice? There's pretty good French food. Like, remember, like we used to come to Quebec to eat French food. Now there's pretty good French food in Toronto. There's pretty good French food in Vancouver. Pretty good French food in San Francisco. Pretty good French food in New York City. Right. Well, and I see some French food in New York City, and I'm going, damn, those guys are good at French food.
But let's remember, a few of those people are from Quebec. They're expats. So those guys left and did a pretty good job elsewhere, which is also like a testament to how strong the culture is. Yeah.
Oh, like my brother-in-law.
Right. Yeah. I went to his restaurant. I went to his restaurant. I left Quebec to go. When it was the one place two places I ate in Vancouver were Angus and your brother-in-law.
Oh yeah.
Like those are Angus I worked with at Tokay, doing a great job. I ate at his restaurant for lunch, and I also worked with JC at Tokay also.
Tokay. Yeah.
It was great to see some.
Meinam's a great restaurant too.
Yeah,
delicious.
I'm not finished bitching on Canada. I think they had an opportunity last week to, open up like the interprovincial borders, and it didn't go through once again, right? So that when I say that, that means like, watch this. I'll just play a trick on Derek, and I'll win. How many times have you cooked British Columbia lamb at Maison Publique in your career?
0.
Right?
Yeah.
Name 5 cheeses from Ontario. Name 2. No dice, eh?
No, off the top of my head. No.
And you're a top chef in Canada.
No, we don't get them here.
Right?
Yeah.
So whatever. I could go on tricking Derek like this for 10 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? So if you're in Normandy as a young chef, you're aware pretty much of all the greatest hits of all the food styles of every French province from top to bottom, from east to west, right? They have a cheese culture, seafood culture, southern culture, olive oil culture, fish culture, you name it, right?
Yeah.
We still can't even get our shit. Derek, back in the day, remember when he opened Maison Publique at a Canadian wine list? Back then, what an endeavor that was, right? To have
not possible.
15 whites.
It was expensive.
15 reds. To be able to do that back in those days, watch this. It's even more impossible today, right? So there was more Canadian wine available 15 years ago when Derek opened Maison Publique than there are speaking today. Today there's 3 or 4 wines at the SAQ, a couple of private imports. We do a terrible job at eating Canadian, drinking Canadian,
promoting Canadian,
promoting Canada.
Right.
Yeah, I've been trying to get BC mussels for a month now. It's ridiculous how complicated
And
it is.
why is this?
Meanwhile,
it's a new
like-
thing. It's like
No, it's just shipping and distributors and
Right.
legality.
Meanwhile, Quebec product is insanely popular outside of Quebec. You know,
Right.
You go to New York and they think about Quebec, the cheeses of Quebec. Oh my
They can't get anything. So Quebec is also terrible at export. All the cheese guys. Have you met a rich cheese guy? Have you met a well-off-to-do Quebec cheese guy?
No.
No, they basically all have nooses around their necks and
Right.
It's scraping by.
Probably
Farms are closing actually.
Probably something to do with the
sure.
dairy
For
commissions or
There you go, right? So
Like-
we make, all Quebecois love to say, oh, we make wonderful cheeses in Quebec. Sure,
yeah, but nobody can try them.
but nobody can have them because we're terrible at things that we barely ship them to Ontario, and we do no business south of the border.
And
So what do we do?
and they're priced so high here, they almost dilute the product, right?
Yeah.
You can buy a cheese I can buy a blue here, or I can buy a blue from France for
Right.
much less. you
Right,
know?
right.
A pound of cheddar. I say this on the podcast every 3 podcasts,
Yeah.
right? It's almost redundant now, but I've said it so many times that, 400 grams of Balderson or Quebec sharp cheddar, be like $18, $19, $22 at the grocery store right now, and I can drive south of the border of my farm and I can get 1.3 kilos of Cabot extra sharp cheddar for $11.25 US.
Right.
Right. So we had Charlebois on, the food professor, and tried to get to the whole clusterfuck that is Canadian food is like crazy, right?
Right. I'm assuming that's why my butter goes up
Should see
to
this
like
week, so I buy beef.
$350. The week before Christmas, every year they just take away all the subsidy. We get a small subsidy for
You have a
using
credit quota?
for
You've got a butter license.
Yeah,
or
butter
whatever.
license, but it doesn't matter because at some point in the year they just they reduce it so small that we're paying more. We could go to Costco
Because they
and
know
buy
you
butter.
can.
Yeah, well, I'm just is this normal that it's every November right before we're about to buy our butter for Christmas and Panettone? They're well, it normally changes 3 times. There's always a story, and I'm what are they doing? And then you hear they're dumping. I don't even fully understand it, but they're dumping the
milk
cream or the whey or the milk or and then we have cheese for $18 for 300 grams or whatever you say. It's what's going on?
It's $70 a kilo.
What's-
it's so out of reach.
No, we complain
Yeah.
about this every
Yeah.
podcast we do ends up on
Cheese.
complaining about beef, complaining about cheese. Right now, there's Mexican beef showing up on my price list, right? Because beef is so expensive. They're basically Mexican beef and South American beef they're going to show up on restaurant price lists, which is kind of crazy.
There you go.
It's not easy, man.
No.
You know what the thing is that bothers me the most about that is that you do your job from a good place in your heart. Of course, I want you to be financially, okay to your children to go to school, to drive a car that's safe, and to live in a warm house. I wish that for Derek and myself and all my friends. But there's a part of what we do here is I'm generous. I'm a generous person, maybe to a flaw. Maybe it's a character flaw of mine. I want this restaurant to be less expensive than it is all the time. I self-sabotage to a point. I'll cut deals. I'll do things that I shouldn't do that are a detriment to the business. Because it's not because I want to be loved. It's not because I want to, maybe it's a little bit of people pleasing, but it's part of why I went into this business. It's hospitality. I want you to eat well. I want you to feel loved. I want you to feel seen and to have had a special meal knowing that I know and that Derek know and that Melinda knows and the team knows that you're here. We're appreciative that you're here, and we want you to feel generosity.
And that's the difference between, why I think why Dave's restaurants have been successful and stuff is that differentiation between hospitality and service. Just pouring water at the table and bringing the food and having wine and making sure that everyone's okay is just the service. That's not hospitality. The hospitality is the level above that of recognizing the customers, know what that person likes, sees that these people are having a good time, making sure they're getting an extra plate or something fun. It's all those little touches, those little Easter eggs that we're able to give in a restaurant that is, in my opinion, real hospitality and not just this offering a service of coming to a restaurant.
Expensive food products, it doesn't happen. It's ridiculous right now. It's impossible for us to be not charitable, hospitable at these prices. I'm offended.
Yeah, I am too.
I sell a chicken for, a steak for, shrimp for, asparagus for. It infuriates me in my heart. And I'm not being greedy. It's the math is the math.
Right.
The math is the math.
Yeah.
It's 30 to 35% food cost on different items, and that's set in stone, and I can't do anything about that. And I swear I still lose because prices change within the loop of pricing and printing on the menu. And it breaks my heart because I've given my life to this business that I can't practice my job to the way that I want to, right? I want to be hospitable. I want to be generous. I want to be well priced. I want, I want to do good.
Yeah, I feel
it's
that.
Not
You remind me of
money harvesting.
Of course.
Let's get these bastards and how much money can we make tonight? There's none of that in my heart. None of it.
For us, it was chocolate. Chocolate almost, I think it doubled. I stopped following it. It was so crazy. It happened so quickly. When I mean quickly, over 6 months, 1 year, 2 years.
Doubled.
And what our problem was our chocolatine is it's our number 2 best seller. And I refused to raise the price. I said, I'm going to just hold out. I'm going to hold out. Hold out. And at one point, we were losing, I think it was 3 to 8 cents per chocolatine. I was like, you know what? I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, as long as we still have our customers. No, I know, but we get into this thing where you don't want to raise your price. It's hard to raise your price. I don't want to have this uncomfortable conversation. I want to be the most, we try to be the best, and we try to have, almost we should deserve the highest price, but we don't want to have the highest price. So we have this battle all the time of at what point should we punish ourselves, by losing money on this so that we can stay afloat over here, so that we don't lose customers, so we don't lose,
I'm like that. He said, that stops right away.
Right. No, because he's right.
Because he's right. Yeah.
Right. But it's it's
okay. The steak will be less, but it'll balance out on the chicken.
Right.
Derek's like,
right. But you know what? You know why he's right? Because when we finally spoke to our customers and we were like, look, this has gone on for a year. We're actually losing money on this product that we're giving you, that you're making money on. You're making money on it. We're not. We're not. You're making money. So here's the idea: is there's level 1 chocolate and level 0.9. We're talking about cocoa berry and single origin or Valrhona chocolate. And we told them, we're like, look, the price of the chocolatine is either you're keeping the same Valrhona like this and it's going up, or it's still going up and you're getting a tiny bit less quality. And you know what? At first, everybody switched to the other one, to the lower one, and I was devastated. I was like, "This is it."
It's all ingredient driven.
I want it to be the most expensive, best ingredient that everybody wants, and that's what makes us different. Whatever.
You could just use expired Halloween candy, bro.
Right.
So you ever put a mint Aero bar inside of a chocolatine?
In the end, most of them switched back to the other one, and it was just a realization. No one left us. Nobody complained because people, I'm sure what part of Derek's reasoning was, it's it's happening everywhere at the same time, and you're not alone. We could either feel like shit about it, or like you said, follow the math, which is hard because.
But to where?
Like.
To where?
Yeah, no, I agree.
When?
I agree, but like, us punishing ourselves is not going to solve the problem.
That's 100%.
And also, it's important that people like you stay around in business that could continue to always give the benefit of the doubt to like the customer, and not be one of the ones like, oh, it went up 10%, we're raising it 20%, we're going to hedge this, to the end. It's like, no, we need people that are willing to once in a while be like, hey, we did a really good year last year. We can afford to hold out for a month or two. There has to be this like back and forth, but at the same time, eventually there's nothing we could, I don't know. There's nothing unless we could figure it out today.
You can't carry, eventually you have to keep rising. You can't carry the burden personally of every,
and
you
literally
can't
it's
control
personally, like it's personal and it's
both financial and personal. Yeah.
It's personal, and there's only so much you could do. And that's not to say, oh, well, Dave drives a car, like as I think was your point. Jeff drives a car. Yeah, like we need a car to get around and to deliver bread and to panic to go to the store when Derek forgot
Home
to order
Depot
something.
or whatever,
or the light bulb or the air conditioning filters or whatever. Yeah, like it's like, we have the right to own a car. Right? Like I remember a few years ago, somebody was like, that cafe owner owns a car, and he's not paying his staff. And I was like, he owns a car? I was like, is that like a punishment or like?
You hear this on Instagram? Like, some people, have to fill out a form.
Yeah.
Like there has to be eventually. There has to be something, you have to fill out a form to be allowed to post on Instagram.
He drives a new Mazda, it's
I
like.
see the dumbest comments on so many things.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, right, but it ends up making you feel bad, and then that's probably what gets in your head to be like, well, we shouldn't charge more for steak,
like the birthday candle story.
Oh yeah, do it. That's fantastic. Yeah.
So we have a table here that
1-star
nice people
review.
that have a nice meal, 1-star review. So one of the people at the table keeps on telling the waitress, like, we want to really badly want a candle for my friend's dessert. The waiter's like, yeah, sure. Which dessert would you like? And we'll put a candle on it. So
they want the free one.
I don't want any dessert. We just really want to have our friend to have a candle.
We kept bringing it up.
It's like fourth time to bring up. So we kind of. So the waiter finally goes and sees Derek, and Derek's like, yeah, I know.
Like, which dessert is it?
So Derek just basically takes a candle, melts the end of it.
On a plate.
Puts it on a plate, and sends it out to the table. So it's basically just a candle on a plate.
We need a candle. A candle.
Which would be the right thing the gracious thing to do. In a way, like maybe they don't eat sweets, maybe they're gluten free, maybe they're sugar free.
Well, we got a 1-star review out of it and a picture on Google reviews.
They were very unhappy. They were very unhappy.
Didn't get it. They didn't get it.
How am I supposed to? I don't read minds.
Also, why?
Yeah.
Why do you get it for free?
And why do you then have the right to leave a review?
We all work.
You should have to fill out a form for that.
Somebody made this for you. Somebody made this for the guests and the clients of the restaurant to enjoy and put their love. Why wouldn't you want to pay for that?
Well, you can start by raising your prices by $1 each, that you can give everybody a free dessert too. Right?
I just don't understand that. What makes you so special?
No, I agree. Yeah. It's ridiculous. We're doing this thing where going out for dinner will cost $1 million if everybody wants.
But the other thing is too, it's like we're that type of place that, if somebody's like, it's my friend's birthday, or we're getting desserts, we're going to order 3 desserts for the table, and they're like, by the way, it's my friend's birthday, we'll gather 6 or 8 of the wait staff and we'll come sing at your table and embarrass you.
Right.
We're still into that.
We're still into that. It's fun and it's cool, and
my mother-in-law was very worried about that.
We didn't sing for you, eh?
No, I think we have to draw the line there. Yeah. She was not. I was like, don't worry, they all get dressed up. And,
are they from here?
Yeah, they're from here. Well, her dad's from Morocco. The mom's from here, like me. Even like her grandmother was born here.
Oh, amazing. Where did you meet your wife?
This is a long story, and we have different versions of it, but we pretty much found, I think I saw her on a dating app, and then it said in common, Kelsten, And then so I was like,
I'm
so
gonna blow her mind.
Right. So I went on to the Hof Kelsten founder, and then I think I added her on Facebook, and I don't think she really ever
So
got
you
the
stalked her,
connection.
right?
Creeped her.
So, for 2 years.
Well, that's
I
a
played
serious
a
creep.
long game.
That's a long creep.
Yeah, long creep. Okay. I would send her pictures of my shoes running on the mountain because I knew she was into fitness and like
You're sending her
into
feet
this.
pics.
Yeah, foot pics.
That's hot right now. You were so ahead of your time.
I know, I was ahead of my time.
Yeah.
It was like her personal OnlyFans. It was just me before OnlyFans.
So we did you like a little bit of kind of an online flirtation.
No, but then the only person we had in common was this rabbi. We had one friend in common. It was this rabbi, and it was the rabbi that was asking me to do a bakery. I did a bakery for a charity we built for people with special needs, and it was attached to like an organization called the Friendship Circle. And she volunteered there every weekend in medical school. She went to medical school in Trois-Rivières, and then. I say it like that because we call it Three Rivers, but nobody knows what we're talking about. So, and she, at the end of the weekend, she would come and she would volunteer at this place that I was doing a bakery with. And yeah, so when I asked him to set us up, he said, I think she's a little young for you. And that was it. But eventually, I said, would you like to go to the rabbi's house for dinner or would you like to go out for just a regular dinner? And she selected the regular dinner.
There you go.
And yeah, then I found out she was gluten-free, allergic to alcohol, lactose intolerant, all these things. All that to say is all those issues are cleared. She eats everything and she's amazing.
There you go. Look at that.
This story.
Serendipitous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a serious creep, though. 2 years
Yeah,
is a
2
is a big
years,
one.
very slow game.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's not
I think
really
it's
a
the right
creep.
way. I think it's kind of romantic.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
romantic that way.
I never reached out, just a little like on a picture or a nice time or I got new shoes or something
Look
like
at my
that.
feet.
Yeah, look at my feet.
Here's a
Like,
dick pic.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Her mom listens to this podcast, by the way. Be careful.
I always drag it down.
Right. So yeah, they actually loved it here, and they are hard customers. I don't mind saying.
Yeah, they were
Nice.
tough.
They
It was a
are
table,
tough.
man.
Yeah, they were.
Dude,
they
that
are,
table looked like a tornado hit it
Yeah.
when you guys left.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
I was
There
gonna
food. I had
say.
to bring out the heavy artillery.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I tell that to people often. I'm like, yeah, you just leave a little extra tip. They're like, what do you mean? Like for what? I'm like, have you seen what it's like when we get up? Like everything looks sort of normal, and then around my son is like a halo,
Yeah.
of like
Filth.
shit that's not even yours. I brought it there. It's like peas and
Braised
carrots.
beef.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like,
That's what it was.
braised beef on the ground.
We call it lamby. I don't know why he's like okay with it being lamby and not beef, but yeah, he was eating the braised lamby, didn't like it, spit it on the floor. Like we just came there, pretty much made a party for free in your restaurant, and then we got some food
I have
on
to
the
say
side.
that I was like,
Shocked. Yeah.
no disrespect, everything's fine.
Yeah,
but I was like, wow, that's a mess of a
Yeah.
table.
Don't worry, I love that.
That means they had a good time.
Yeah, and I
I
told
like
my
that.
father-in-law, like, that's why we leave a little extra tip, like just so that, like, at least if they look what we left as a tip, it's at least covers the mess a little bit, or makes it a little sweeter. But yeah, so that's our new thing. We come and we destroy restaurants.
I love that.
Especially ones with like carpet, it like gets right in there.
I think we've run 2 hours.
Okay.
Should I wrap this up? I think on those notes,
Yeah.
listen, man, I knew this was going to be a fun podcast. I've wanted to have you on for a while. I'm so happy you came to the restaurant and did it live with us. I want to do more of these live ones.
The live ones are cool,
Conversations. It's easy. It's a lot easier.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Again, Hof Kelsten, we're massive fans. The babka should be available coast to coast.
We're going to work on it together.
I'm in.
Shit, this is recorded.
Sardine protein bar.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Learn to love them.
What do you say? Squid. We're going to make a squid bar.
Oh, that's good too. No, squid
Savory,
jerky.
savory,
Is that
savory.
global, you think?
Squid jerky?
Oh, for sure it is. You can buy dried squid.
Yeah,
in
in Chinatown.
Oh, I wanted to say this before. So I go to Chinatown, and I think the OQLF, or l'Office Québécoise de la Langue Française, has been extra hard on our Chinese friends. Oh, bro, you have to go just for the comedy. So
I thought you were being sarcastic because I was like, I feel like they get away with
remember
anything
we
down
used to go to
there.
Chinatown and dude, it was
like,
basically
there's no
not even
English.
or French.
Yeah.
But that's
Nothing.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Because it's
okay.
a Chinese grocery for
Yeah.
Chinese people.
And
right?
like a little culture again.
Yeah,
Like we
culture.
want to see
Culture.
like it would be
Correct.
weird. Why would they? Why would they
What
write?
is this? And they go, oh, this is Gailan. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Gailan? Yes. I said, it's Chinese broccoli. Okay, I understood. So every time you go to Chinatown, you learn more stuff, see cool things, taste new tastes, right? So fun. Our QLF has been all over them. So now you know how many kinds of cabbages are at the
Chinese
grocery
grocer.
dozen.
Right.
Like 12 or 15.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Like the cuts of pork. There's
Yeah.
like things I never even
So
knew
now
existed.
everything says, Chinese word, and then it says shu xinhua. Then the other one says Chinese word, then it says shu xinhua. It's like so funny. And then all the mushrooms basically say Chinese word, champignon.
Right.
It's
Nice.
so fucking dumb.
I like that.
How is that good
Helpful.
for our
How is
culture?
that? How is that helpful?
How is that helpful? If anything, it's just like,
More-
look,
more
you guys
work for-
fucked this up too now. This is comedy.
Yeah.
No one thinks this is better than the way it was, right?
Like including yourselves. Like that's what I mean.
As
It's like,
as a hardcore OQLF supporter, and I get it, I would be that maybe the whistleblower even that called the OQLF on the Chinese grocery stores to change this heresy. Okay, I would be so upset to see that after my diligent phone call to snitch about the Chinese grocery store,
Right.
that this is
Where we're at.
afterwards.
right. Like you won, but
Success.
you lost.
You won and lost at the same time.
Yeah.
But, so the world is we're worse off now than we were.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you for
Thanks,
having
Jeff.
me. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Think Bait. TNKR Media. Good talk.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.